Welcome, everyone, to the L7C Podcast NFL edition. Today, we have our first NFL recap episode of the 2023-2024 NFL season. So we got the head producer of the L7C, the NFL expert, Mr. Justin Hackendale. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing better than a lot of Jets fans after last night because, goddamn.
Oh, they won the battle but lost the war.
Yes, they did. I honestly feel bad for him. That shit sucks. It really does.
So we're going to be talking about that game. We're going to be talking about some other games that happened over the weekend. But Justin, man, just take it away.
Yeah, we're going to start with the Monday Night Football game from yesterday. Buffalo Bills at the New York Jets. It was 9/11, so they did a bunch of tributes for all of that stuff. Aaron Rodgers runs out with the American flag, all that good stuff. And then we get to the game. The Bills come down and get a field goal, and then the Jets on their first drive, Aaron Rodgers, 4 snaps into the game, tears his Achilles. Confirmed. They're talking about the X-rays being negative during the game, but when the MRI came back, they said he tore his Achilles, which means he's done for the year and might not play again. It's like that. He is 40 years old. But yeah, but that did not stop the Jets. The Jets kept coming. They kept playing. Bills went into halftime with a 13-3 lead. The Bills did not score again until they tied the game at 16-16 into the fourth quarter. Josh Allen was sacked 5 times. Jets defense was all over him. Their offensive line couldn't block, thus why Aaron Rodgers got hit on the play that did tear his Achilles. Josh Allen threw 3 picks. He was particularly not well. It looked like he regressed back to, rookie sophomore year Josh Allen, where he turns the ball over, threw 3 picks to Jordan Whitehead, all down the middle of the field. And then he had a costly fumble, a very bad fumble, allowed the Jets to take the lead 16-13. Like I said earlier, the Bills did get down and get a field goal to tie it up to get it in the overtime. Josh Allen gets the ball first in overtime. Buffalo goes 3 and out, and then they kick the ball to, I gotta find his name, Jets rookie Xavier Gipson, who runs that bitch back 65 yards for a touchdown to win the Jets the game. I mean, just the drama of this game, as the children say in the wrestling community, it was cinema. You saw the peaks of the Jets crowd from when Aaron got hurt. They were dead silent to when Josh Allen fumbled that ball in the fourth quarter, and they started going absolutely crazy. It was just electric. I mean, a great win for the Jets. Zach Wilson came in relief for Aaron Rodgers. He did what he had to do. He wasn't particularly good or bad. He just did what he had to do to win them that game. And, Jets leave with a win. But, yeah, they definitely lost the war because they're definitely not interesting anymore now with Aaron Rodgers out.
His Jets season lasted 75 seconds. So they're not going to the Super Bowl. They're not going to be anything of relevance in there because Aaron Rodgers is out. On the flip side, the Buffalo Bills should not have lost this game, Justin.
Oh, no. I mean, the Bills, they averaged 4.6 yards a play. I mean, it was bad. If Josh Allen didn't turn over the ball, they won the game.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. Like, it literally boils down to that point. If Josh Allen doesn't have 4 turnovers, actually, he could have had 3 turnovers again. If he doesn't fumble in Jets territory, backed up, and give them an instant red zone possession, they win the game. It's just that simple. Like, there's no, analysis or, advanced stat that you could look at. If Josh Allen does not fumble in the fourth quarter at that point in the game, then the Jets did not win this game. It was just as simple as that.
So what's going on? I mean, it's obviously the first game of the year for this year for the Jets, but this has been going on since late last year. And obviously it imploded when they lost that game to the Bengals in their stadium. Those past couple of games, man, the Bills have just not, going back to last year, they have not been that explosive. This is going to be the team that was 13 seconds away of going to the AFC Championship game against Patrick Mahomes. Like, Things have changed, man.
Yeah, I just think Josh Allen misses Brian Daboll.
Mm,
We saw what Daboll did for Daniel Jones last
yeah.
year. Obviously, last Sunday night not permitting because no quarterback was going to win that game the way Dallas's defense was coming
Hmm.
after Daniel Jones. But yeah, I think he's just really missing Brian Daboll to just make shit easier for him because Josh Allen, like, even his positive plays, like he has a couple of positive plays, like running the ball, and he just takes these massive hits for no reason. It just boils down to like he does not have that coach who is settling him down and stopping him from doing too much. Because when Josh Allen starts to do too much, you get these type of games where he literally loses you the game.
Yeah, because it's not like he's a rookie, man. Like those, he was forcing
No,
those picks,
no,
forcing.
I mean right down the middle. I mean his PFF grade was 49 and a half out of 100.
Jeez,
That's bad. Like, that is terrible. Like,
jeez.
he was bad. I mean, I think they're going to bounce back. I mean, they got the Raiders next week.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to bounce back. But, yeah, it's definitely concerning. They, I think the fix is you either got to get him fired McDermott and get him an offensive head coach or find him a really good high-end offensive coordinator that can coach the recklessness out of him. But at the end of the day, he's reckless, so he needs someone telling him in his ear, like, "Hey, you don't gotta do too much, all this." But yeah, they still can't really run the ball. That is still an issue for him, so he doesn't have that working for him. So I just think a whole overhaul of the offense and a different coach would do him wonders over Sean McDermott at this point.
My only question with overhauling the offense is like, obviously, like you said, they can't run the ball. An offensive. How are you going to pay anyone when the cap hit starts next year? That's the problem.
Yeah, I we'll see. We'll see how that goes. I'm pretty sure this is going to be their last year with Stephon Diggs. So
Oh
yeah,
yes.
they're going to have to figure that out. But yeah, it's definitely looking rough. The last two times we saw Josh Allen, he did not play well, and it's looking like it's becoming a theme rather than just a one time thing.
Yeah, and it also sucks from their perspective because your first loss is against a divisional opponent, and we know how important those are when it gets closer down the line. But they don't have to worry about the Jets because they're not going to the playoffs. Maybe, but they're not. But the other team in their division, Justin, they had the game of the week.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh my god, this game was going to lead. It was going to lead off everything before that wild Monday night game. But we got to talk
Mm-hmm.
about the Dolphins going up to Los Angeles and beating the Chargers at their place. Dolphins won the game 36-34. Easily the most exciting game of the weekend. And it's honestly not even close. Chargers held the ball longer, had more rushing yards, more first downs, and still lost the game. Chargers had more turnovers. They won the turnover battle, and Miami even missed a kick. They missed a PAT. Still lost. And then while I'm watching the game, I said whoever going to win this game is going to have the ball last. And the Chargers got the ball last. They still lost. Tua and Tyreek Hill went absolutely off. Tua had over 400 yards passing. Tyreek Hill had 15 targets, 11 receptions, 215 yards, 19 and a half yards a catch and 2 touchdowns. Not to mention the go-ahead score to put them up 36-34. And then Herbert got the ball back, and I thought Miami scored that touchdown way too quickly. There was like a minute and a half left, and the Chargers are only down 2. And I'm thinking, I had Dolphins money line, so I'm like, oh fuck. Here goes my buddy Herbert's going to steal it from me. And then they're in the drive. They Herbert throws a pass that ends up being intentional grounding. And then on the third down play, the Dolphins get a sack, and that ends the game. And it was just a crazy game, an exciting game. Tua looked excellent. It seemed like the Dolphins just ate up the Chargers in the middle of the field. Like everything that they were throwing was just in the middle. And it wasn't all bad for the Chargers. I mean, I didn't think the Dolphins, like I said, it came down to whoever had the ball last because the Dolphins couldn't stop the Chargers run game. The Chargers had over 200 yards rushing. Just a crazy game. Great performance by Tua. Justin Herbert played well too. Running game by the Chargers looked good. Just a great game.
My, yeah, I have really nothing to add on that because I was so glued into that game, the back and forth between Tua and Herbert, obviously both in the same draft class, and like Tyreek Hill, like they couldn't stop them, and I, it's crazy because from a flip side with like the Chargers, I feel like they never win the close games.
Oh, this is a theme with this has been a theme with the Chargers. They will always find a way. They always find a way to lose the biggest games, the games with the most spotlight. This has been a running theme with the Chargers since Phillip Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson was there. This is nothing new. And it goes on even before they got there. So this is just what the Chargers do. I mean, you got to question Brandon Staley at this point.
Yeah.
He is a defensive head coach, and you let that happen on you. And then the same game last year, you shut the Dolphins down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they couldn't do a damn thing against you last year. And then we come here now, and you're fully healthy. Typically, the Chargers, by the time as the season goes on, their big marquee players are typically hurt. You don't have that excuse right now. Like, what's going on? The Dolphins had 536 offensive yards, total yards, 560, 536.
It makes no sense too because, like you said, he's a defensive-minded coach. You have a Bosa, you have Khalil Mack, but yet your defense does not ever look like a top 10 defense.
J.C. Jackson had a pick.
Mm-hmm.
Won the turnover battle. It's crazy. I mean, the Chargers play the Titans next week. And actually, I don't even know about that one because it's the Titans at home. Mike Bravel as a home dog. Like, I'm worried about that. Like, that's not going to be an easy one either, but they should bounce back. But it's not all bad. Like, I believe in the Chargers offense. It's just can Brandon Staley, like, get that defense together enough to be able to help Justin Herbert out.
And then from the Dolphins side, it's the same thing that everyone has said. If Tua stays healthy, this team is going to be very dangerous. If people don't remember last year when Tua was healthy, Tyreek was averaging 100 yards a game.
I mean, Tyreek Hill said he going for 2,000 this year. He's already a tenth of the way there.
If as long as Tua's healthy, that is possible because the Dolphins are so scary in the fact that Tyreek was going absolutely bonkers, and you cannot double team that man because on the other side they have Jalen freaking Waddle who can also give you the work.
Oh, and then the way McDaniel used him too, so they're showing there in the game that they put Tyreek Hill like into the bunches to give him like a free release, a free release up the line, and then it's him one-on-one with someone shitty. He's just too fast. He's just too fast, and I think we do winners and losers at the end of the podcast. I didn't put Miami as a winner, but they're probably the biggest winner. Beating the Chargers, what happened to the Jets yesterday? Like they're happy that Aaron Rodgers is not playing this season. Let me just tell you that right now.
I still think that. I mean, from what I saw, I still think they'd be able to beat him. I don't know, but they're not to be messed with right now.
No,
even though they got a tough. Patriots showed me they're going to be a tough out for some people.
Yeah, the Patriots are going to be around that playoff mix too because the way they started off against the Eagles that game, it's a miracle that was only a 5-point game. Like everything, no, like big ups to the Patriots. Like everything was going wrong in that first half of that game.
It's facts. It's facts. What other things we hitting on, Justin? Anything else for this game?
Nah, not this game. We good.
And wasn't this game also the reason last year why the Chargers got in the playoffs and not the Dolphins? Because this was a tiebreaker game.
Yes, it was later there in the season.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving on from that, where are we off to next?
We are going to review that game from last week a little bit. The Battle of Ohio. Cincinnati went up to Cleveland to play. They look horrible. If we're being completely honest, I mean, they did. Like, I'll preface this. It was rain. The Browns won the game 24-3. Both offenses struggled, but no one struggled as bad as the Bengals did. Burrow only had 82 yards. They were in quicksand the whole game. It was just Jamar Chase was locked down the whole game. He only had 5 catches for 39 yards. Like, it was just a overall bad performance from the Bengals. They took Joe Burrow out at like in the middle of the fourth quarter. They in the fourth quarter, They went for a fourth down in their own territory. It was like a 4th and 8 and didn't get it. And Joe Burrow didn't play for the rest of the game. It was one of those games. And, Cleveland looked good. That defense was
Jim
menacing.
Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz, he got someone on the war up in Cleveland. Myles Garrett had big sacks. Darius Smith was in the Bengals backfield a lot. Like I said, Denzel Ward shut down Jamar Chase pretty much the whole game. We gotta watch out for Cleveland. If Deshaun
You said that on the preview.
and Deshaun Watson, he did not have his best game, but he was able to do a lot more than what Joe Burrow was able to do.
Yeah, and also shout out to the man, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Chubb was controlling him. Like that defensive line, man, it was just vicious. They did not let Joe Burrow breathe. And Justin, this is apparently supposed to be the best offensive line Joe Burrow's had since he's been in the NFL, and I couldn't tell on Sunday.
No, but the Browns D line and defense is really good. Mm-hmm. They might have the best defense in the AFC. I think I can put them up over the Jets. I think I'm willing to do that. After a little overreaction for week 1, just a little overreaction. I think they have the best defenses in the AFC right now,
and they can have a pretty good thing. They got a Monday night football game against the Steelers. Fun fact for Monday night is 2 Monday night football games this upcoming Monday. Typically, they do that the first Monday of the season, but they just have the 2 New York teams on September 11th. But Bengals, they'll be fine. They went 0-2 last year, like you said, but the only difference last year is it was the Steelers, then the Cowboys. This year, if they go 0-2, that's 2 losses in the AFC North, which may affect it more down the road.
Yeah, and with that said, let's preview some of these big AFC North matchups next week. We'll start with the Ravens and the Bengals. I mean,
hatred. That's hatred. The Ravens and Bengals going at it, man.
I think the bigger rivalry is probably Ravens Steelers. Now those are rough.
But... Well, there's times back in our day where they used to play each other 3 times in a year, 2 times in the regular season, and sometimes in the AFC Championship.
Yeah. There's always a shot for that to happen again. But yeah, we got Ravens going to Cincinnati this week. The Ravens beat the Texans 25-9. Bengals are 4-1 in the last 5 matchups going back to 2021, including that wild card win last season. Like you said, and like I put in the notes, it's a must-win game for the Bengals. The Bengals gotta have this one. You don't want to start out 0-2 and then especially 0-2 in the division
AFC North, yeah.
in this particular AFC.
Especially if the Browns win. Especially if the Browns win.
Yeah, and if the Browns win, then yeah, you're digging yourself in the hole that's will be a lot harder to dig yourself out of than it was last year with having a non-divisional opponent in week 2. The Ravens feasted on a Texans team starring a rookie, C.J. Stroud. Yeah, C.J. was stacked 5 times. Amar's still trying to figure out the new offense. He had a couple turnovers, but it looks like Zay Flowers is about to be his new favorite target. He had 10 targets, 9 receptions, 78 yards. But this is a Bengals or if you're betting, Bengals are a 3.5 point favorite. If you can get a 3, I will wait for that. But the Bengals are definitely going to take this one. I mean, they have to win this game. They have to win this game, and they've had the Ravens number over the past few seasons. And I don't see really an outcome of the Ravens winning unless what we saw this past weekend with the Bengals offense wasn't about the rain. They're actually just rusty and just missing a step, and their line's not good.
Again. Yeah, because I mean, Joe Burrow, he obviously got hurt earlier, didn't play like in the preseason, all that stuff. But I have nothing to add. They have to win. They have to. Let's just. I mean, because you don't want to go 0-2. Sure, you got some games against like the Rams, Titans, Cardinals, Seahawks, and then before your bye, then you got like the 49ers and Bills back to back. But you gotta. AFC North is going to be too tough. We had a problem calling it on our pre-show 2 weeks ago. So you got to get these wins when you can.
Yeah, they absolutely have to.
Because you would have 1 loss against the Browns, 1 loss against the Ravens early, and you're going to take some losses down the stretch. So
it's just it'll be too hard for them to come back from that. They have to win this game, and I think they do. Like
I do.
Baltimore's still trying to figure some things out. The Bengals defense is a good defense, so I don't think it's to get good spot for the Ravens right now. The Ravens are dealing with some key injuries. Mark Andrews, their center's hurt. J.K. Dobbins tore his Achilles this weekend as well. So yeah, I think it's the Bengals all the way right here.
Bounce back game for Joe. 250 yards plus.
Yeah, and that is the weakness of the Ravens defense. Their secondary is hurt right now. No, Marlon Humphreys isn't playing, so yeah, the Bengals really need to get right this game.
All right. Speaking of them, their other AFC people, they got Monday Night Football.
Yes, we do. We need to talk about what happened to rather preview Browns at Steelers Monday Night Football next week, and we gotta talk about the Steelers a little bit because
Whew.
we were big wrong. I told y'all to bet on the Steelers just last week, 2 weeks ago, and I did too, and we got handled. The Steelers
I thought they would
lost.
cover that. I teased them to a 8.5 spread.
Oh, you teasing? They still.
Yeah, 8.5. I thought there's no way the Steelers would lose to 8.5 more points. No way.
Oh, that hurts.
Mm-hmm.
See, don't let that ever deter you though, because like you made the right decision. Even if the 49ers came out and whooped the dog shit out of them and the Steelers aren't who we thought we were, in that specific spot with all the fucking chatter that's been going on in San Francisco as well, I don't think that was a bad bet, but that's why the games are played and they're not just bet on, and the 49ers came out and whooped the absolute dog shit out of them.
The 49ers reminding us they have the best roster in the NFL.
Correct. And before that, like before the Cowboys played at night, I would have said the 49ers had the best performance of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But the Steelers couldn't get they couldn't do anything offensively. Their defense couldn't stop the run. The 49ers rushed for 188 yards on 5.5 yards to carry. Steelers O-line couldn't block. They gave up 5 sacks to the 49ers, which is kind of expected because that D-line is crazy, but it's the same problem with the Steelers. Their offensive line is not good. And I'm very worried about the Steelers against the Browns right now because it's a bad matchup.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad matchup. The Steelers O-line against Cleveland's defensive line is a bad matchup at the moment. And I think you got to go Browns right here. Even though it's at home, Steelers are about to be a home dog in this game. I think the Browns just have the better team at the moment right now.
They do. And Cleveland starting 2-0 in the AFC. That's not something a lot of people saw to start off the year. And if we see some more Deshaun Watson getting that ball to Cooper and Njoku and Donovan's people, like all those, and Nick Chubb still back there, like if they have a lead, there's no chance Pittsburgh has, because then Cleveland's just going to pin their ears back and kill them.
Well, Cleveland's going to essentially run the same game plan that the 49ers just ran. Cleveland's trying to run the ball. They're not really trying to pass. And then once that gets going, once that play action gets going, it's over. They have TJ Watt back, but Cam Hayward's not there, which is probably why the rush defense was so bad, because he's not playing. But yeah, this is a bad matchup right now. The Browns are about to go at the weakness of the Steelers right now, which is run defense and offensive line play. It's just a bad matchup. I like the Browns here. They're minus 2.5. Yeah, like you said, if they get a lead, the Steelers can't come back. Kenny Pickett had a 49 passer rating with a clean pocket. Wait till that shit get muddy. Like, wait till it gets muddy. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough, man. We're gonna wait and we're gonna watch that Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns. It's been a long time since they've been on Monday Night Football this early in the year. But what's another game? What's another big game on the horizon for week 2?
We're going to just keep it in the we're going to keep it in the AFC.
Well, it's going to be a big game every day in the AFC. It's going to feel
that's just a bigger, badder conference right now. We're going to go Chiefs at Jags next week. Chiefs lost on Thursday, 21-20. Jaguars beat the Colts 31-21. KC has won the past 5 meetings since 2016, including the divisional round game last year. Chris Jones is officially back for the Chiefs. So we have him playing in the game. Trevor Lawrence was no word on Kelsey yet. Trevor Lawrence was good in the Colts game, and have two issues with him. Calvin Ridley has already proven to be a good pickup for him. He had 11 targets, 8 receptions, 101 yards, and a touchdown. If Travis plays in this game, I really like the Chiefs. If Travis Kelce does not play, I still like the Chiefs, but it's a little shaky. But yeah, the Jaguars, their weakness is their offensive line, and the Chiefs got pressure on Jared Goff, and the Lions' offensive line is a lot better than the Jaguars' offensive line. And with Chris Jones back in that mix, I think it's going to end up being a long night for Trevor Lawrence, and I think the Chiefs get right here. They get back here.
I've been looking at this game, and man, I'm gonna take the Jags. I think this is gonna be we are officially on putting everyone on notice. We're gonna be the number 1 seed in the AFC. This is how you do it.
I will say, if they can block the Chiefs' defensive line up front, Trevor Lawrence has a 24.8 passer rating with a clean pocket. But if they get pressure on them, that drops to a 16.7 passer rating.
That's
what I think. That's what it comes down to for me. I think the Chiefs are going to get pressure. They're going to be pissed off for losing that game against Detroit. And then if the Chiefs get half deep, like Kadarius Toney, he is not going to have a game that.
One of the worst games I've ever seen.
We all made fun of him, and I'm telling you right now, at least not this week, he's not going to play that shitty again. So if they can get a couple plays out of him, and the offense get a little better than it was, and they can protect Mahomes better, then I think they win this game.
It's gonna be a good one. That is gonna be a very, very good one. So Justin, we got some winners. You got some winners and losers of the week?
I do. I'll start with my winner first. I gotta go with the San Francisco 49ers. Go up on the road, go up across the country, and then absolutely put it to the Steelers after all the Trey Lance drama. It don't matter for them. They still moving forward. They still pushing. And I'm scared as a Cowboys fan of the 49ers. I thought Brock Purdy was going to turn into a pumpkin. I still think he will, but it wasn't last week. They absolutely handled the Steelers.
So I wanted to pick a winner because obviously I don't want to pick the same one as you, or we're just going to be echoing. I'm going to go, and I'm not even going to go with the Dolphins. I'm going Jordan Love, man. no one thought they were going to get the game they got. Think about it. You have to really put it in perspective. He's following up 30 years of Hall of Fame quarterback play, and he's finally up, and he comes out there, not even without his best weapon, too, and just takes it to the Bears. So I think that's a really good start for him. I mean, 245, 3 TDs, no picks, without Christian Watson. I think that's a good start.
It's definitely a good start. Definitely a good start. Definitely a good game to get right against the Bears. Defense is horrible.
Mm-hmm.
And I agree with you. We'll see what they do this week against the Falcons. But yeah, no, that's a great pick. And then my loser, God, fuck me for thinking this team was going to turn it around. It's still early. It's a little overreaction, but the fucking Denver Broncos, man, I swear to God. It's not because I took the over on these assholes or they made me sweat out a fucking teaser bet on them. I teased these niggas to +3. They still almost blew it. Russell Wilson looked good in this first half and didn't do a damn thing in the second half. So yeah, I'm still worried about Denver. I don't know about Russell Wilson anymore. I really don't. He might actually be washed.
Oh, but he
didn't
have an eye-popping game, but it's not like he was terrible. He had some TDs,
And then this nugget, the week 1 game last year against Seattle, it was 17-16-2. They lost in the same way back-to-back years and the same week. Fuck these niggas,
man. Man, losers, there's a lot. there's a lot of places you can go to. There's a lot, but I'm gonna be prisoner of the moment just because it was literally yesterday. I'm going Josh Allen. Like there was a time where everyone was like, "Oh, Josh Allen, he's right on the heels of Patrick Mahomes. He's going to be the one to dethrone him." And obviously, Joe Burrow's come through. Now he's solidified number two. And then all these other quarterbacks, Lamar Jackson, all of them are back, and it's like I looked through our archives before this, Justin. On Thanksgiving, we asked if the Bills are actually really that good because they were at that time. That's when the lines were just shitty before they officially turned it around. So I guess we were overreacting because the Lions actually became really good. But I just don't see it, man. Like, I don't see them winning like a Super Bowl because last year was supposed to be the year. They ain't doing it this year. I can guarantee that. And he's gonna take 50. We said what? You said last part 57 million?
Yeah.
And he's not gonna restructure that. His number one receiver is gonna be gone. A lot of those linemen are going to be gone, and they're going to have probably worse linemen. They're going to ask you because you're getting paid $57 million to do it by yourself, which he cannot. For 3 picks, 4 turnovers total, you admitted that you're the reason he lost the game. Yeah, man, I got to go, Josh. And there were some people, and there were times where people really said this guy was better than prime Cam Newton, and that was asinine.
Their careers are looking pretty similar at this point. I mean, Cam Newton made it to the Super Bowl
and won an MVP with Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers still playing at high levels.
Yeah, that 2015 season was just special.
Yeah,
that 2015 season was special. I ain't gonna write the Bills out of the Super Bowl just yet after week 1. I gotta see a few more weeks because, like I said, it has to be this year. It literally fucking has to be. So I can't write them off yet.
Bills got you said the Titans next week?
Yeah.
Okay, well, who's having week 3?
I'm pretty sure it's a tough one.
What the hell are they? There's no way they. Oh, they got what? What trash? Well, yeah, they could be 2-1. So then they'll be right back on track. There's a lot of other people I want to say. I want to say the Vikings. I also want to.
The Vikings aren't a fucking loser. We knew this shit.
Bro, the only reason you
win that many close games a year before, you're bound to lose some more the next year.
The only reason I was gonna say a loser because I almost made Baker my winner, bro. He was looking good.
Stop it.
2 TDs, no mistakes.
Wait till they play New Orleans.
Okay, well,
a team we're not high on, but wait till they play them. New Orleans will humble the Bucs.
What does that mean? What do they play?
Division-wise, division.
Oh, yeah. I was like...
division. They don't got the best quarterback in their division. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, they don't. I mean, obvious choices, too. I mean, the Giants, because, God, they're in a hellhole because you gave Daniel Jones all that money, and you ain't getting no help anywhere else.
I can't even rate the Giants after that game. Like, it was just... You know, and they were moving, like, that first drive before they kicked the field goal and then was blocked, they were moving that bitch. They were, Daniel Jones was getting loose a little bit, and then after that block, the momentum completely flipped and then stayed with the Cowboys the whole fucking game. Like, they just couldn't block it. Like, I can't rate Daniel Jones or anyone else when your line is just,
that's true.
I mean, literally, he will fucking snap the ball, and they were already back there. Not even Micah Parsons, literally all of them.
That's true, but nah, the Bills is that's the one for me. And Josh Allen, I'm looking for a bounce back. God forbid they play like shit and go 0-2.
You know, some of the people that I listen to, they said bet the Bills.
For what?
Week. They bet the Bills against the Raiders. 8.5, which is
that's a lot, dude.
I know it's a lot, but. We've seen the Bills whoop up on some shitty teams now. We've seen them, and the Raiders won this week, but they're still not good.
No, they're not. They're not good. They're not, and it's a fact. Oh man, on a short week. Okay,
they're going to be. I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not taking that bet, but I might have the Bills in a teaser because I don't think they're going to lose.
Nah,
against the Raiders.
I don't think so. I don't think so either. But that's all we got. Hopefully, You didn't lose too much money on that Steelers one because I know that one hurt me the most. But
it was a half unit. It was fine. I made it back by taking the Browns spread, Browns money line, Jets spread, which was a fucking miracle, and Jets money line. So we made a miracle. Back. It's
that
fine.
Was a miracle.
Literally a 9/11 New York miracle.
Oh, there was another team that's I want to say loser, man. The Seahawks looked horrible.
Maybe we didn't give the Rams enough credit. I didn't expect Stafford to be healthy.
Me and
a healthy Stafford means the Rams are a tough out for anyone.
Yep, and Mr. Aaron Donald said people forgot who he was, so he said he's going to use this year to remind people. So we got to watch out for them.
That's definitely scary. A motivated Aaron Donald is not what I would want to go against as a NFL offensive lineman and quarterback.
Me either. With that being said, thank you everyone for listening to the L7C podcast. Week 1 of the NFL is already in the books. We're going to be coming back 2 weeks from now, seeing where some of these teams are at. Hopefully the Bengals have got that win against the Ravens. Maybe the Browns will be 2-0. Maybe. So we will keep you informed on all that stuff. With that being said, this is the L7C podcast signing out. Thank you for listening to this episode of the L7C podcast. Be sure to like, rate, review, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on all social media platforms, and we'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care.